Hey guys, it's the WalterFootball.com After Dark show for June 20th, 2023. Going to be doing the usual Monday thing and reviewing a 2024 NFL mock draft. This is Charlie's NFL mock draft that he posted today. Like I said last week, I don't post new 2024 NFL mock drafts while I'm doing the season previews because the order is not set yet. Just doing a lot of work on that and, like proofreading it and stuff like that, even though I've written most of it. Like I still have to change some stuff. Yeah, it kind of I don't really see a purpose in posting a new mock draft until I'm done all of them, and then I tend to have like a lot more updates throughout the summer as it goes. So yeah, we're just gonna look at Charlie's mock draft, and then we're gonna open up some Reignmakers packs at the end, some golf Reignmakers packs, including a legendary pack, and kind of give you a like a like an update on what happened last week, regarding the situation where it kind of felt gypped out of like almost $1,000 from Rainmakers. So yeah, let's get right to it. And please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. All that would mean a lot. And also, if you have any questions or comments, leave them here, and then I'll get to them after the mock draft. So yeah, we have Caleb Williams going to the Raiders. This is the same pick as last week. I had the Buccaneers taking Caleb Williams in my mock draft. So given what's happened with Jimmy Garoppolo, I feel like the Raiders could definitely have the number one pick, and if they do, they're definitely going to take a quarterback because obviously Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be hurt, and their other options are Brian Hoyer and Aiden O'Connell. So obviously not ideal. Number two, you have Drake May to the Rams. So Charlie had Drake May going to the Broncos last week, so he switched it up to the Rams. I like the Rams a lot better than the Broncos. I think there's a good chance that they have the number two pick. Now, I talked about the Rams before. Like, they have some really great top end players, and if all of them stay healthy, I think they can bounce back this year. But they have such little depth. So if they get hurt, I think there's a chance that the Rams have one of the worst records in the NFL. So if that happens, they're definitely going to be in play for Drake May. Although I would love to see Stetson Bennett play well. I hope he does. But if they have the number two pick, it obviously means that Stafford got hurt and then Bennett wasn't very good. So if we can see that happening. Number three, the Cardinals drafting Marvin Harrison Jr., same as last week. I have this in my mock draft as well. Obvious pick, DeAndre Hopkins is gone, and the Cardinals need a number one pick, number one receiver. Number four, the Bears taking Jared Verse. Talked about how the Bears made some key upgrades in some areas, the offensive line and linebacking core. So those are going to be a lot better this year. But pass rush is still going to be a problem. They lost Khalil Mack, they lost Robert Quinn. They need an elite pass rusher. Jared Verse is the top prospect in this class in that regard. Number five, the Colts going Olu Fashanu. So Charlie had Joe Alt going here last week, and he only has Joe Alt dropping one spot to the Packers at number 6. So I wonder if this is kind of like him going 50-50 on these guys, kind of not really sure where to rank them, or if he talked to a team source or he saw team data from a source saying that that they like Fashanu better. I'm kind of curious about that, and maybe Charlie will talk about that in the near future. Packers taking a tackle and the Colts taking tackle, they both make sense to me. The Colts don't really have a franchise left tackle, and the Packers might lose David Bakhtiari in the near future. Number 7, the Broncos taking Rook Ororo. The Broncos lost Draymond Jones. They've struggled against the run. So going defensive line, I think, makes a lot of sense here. And Rook Ororo is probably going to be a top 10 pick. So you could argue best player available. Cardinals going Dallas Turner, number 8. They lost Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt in consecutive off seasons. They really need to strengthen their front seven. If you look at the pass rushers on their depth chart, you're probably going to be wondering who these people are. Most people have never heard of them. Number 9, the Titans drafting Johnny Wilson. So there's some talk that DeAndre Hopkins might go here. If not, and even if he does, he's a short-term solution. Johnny Wilson makes sense here as a solution to the receiving core issues for the Titans. All they have is Treylon Burks and nothing else, so they really need help in that regard. Number 10, Buccaneers going Brock Bowers. Talk about how last week the Buccaneer fans will be really disappointed if they end up with Brock Bowers because they have to have a franchise quarterback. They have nothing right now. And getting Brock Bowers, elite tight end, is going to excite some people. But, I think that given how bad the Buccaneers are probably going to be this year, if they don't come away with the franchise quarterback in this class, the fans might be pretty upset. So I feel like the Buccaneers are going to try to trade up, and they'll be hoping that one of the teams drafting 1 and 2 don't need a quarterback, so they can move up. Number 11, the I almost said the Commanders, the Redskins going Jack Nelson. So this would be a left tackle for the Redskins. Their left tackle Charles Leno is going to be in his mid-30s soon, and I think they can use a new left tackle for the future. So I like this pick. Number 12, Steelers drafting Michael Hall Jr. They've done well drafting Ohio State defensive lineman. So yeah, they lost Stephon Tuitt recently. They could use another defensive lineman. They've been bad against the run, and Michael Hall would definitely help. Number 13, the Bears taking J.C. Latham. So talk about how last week I wasn't sure where Braxton Jones would fit in. Maybe Braxton Jones slides to guard, and then J.C. Latham will play tackle. It's like one way to address the offensive line. I'd like to see the Bears address the front seven more. But I mean, Latham, you could argue, is the best player available here. So the pick definitely makes sense. I would just, the Bears defense was just so bad last year. I really want them to address the defense. Number 14, the Patriots drafting Xavier Worthy. This is I said this about Johnny Wilson last week, and I'll say this about Xavier Worthy this week. If he goes to the Patriots, it's a bad sign for him, because Bill Belichick has done such a poor job of drafting receivers. Like, he's been A+ everywhere else, but drafting receivers, he's been like F-. So I don't know why. I feel like the Patriots need to outsource their receiving scouting, because they've done such a bad job of identifying good receivers in the draft. So whoever they draft, if he's a receiver, he's not going to do well in the NFL probably. Dolphins taking Jadavian Sanders, number 15. It's a fine pick, I guess. Mike Gesicki's gone, so tight end's definitely in need. I just would like to see the Dolphins address the offensive line to keep Tua healthy. Taking a tight end, like, they already have 2 great weapons. Sanders is going to make that offense more explosive, so that might be appealing, but it's not going to be explosive if Tua's hurt. So I would like to see the Dolphins going with an offensive lineman, but I mean, Sanders makes sense if they like him a lot. Number 16, the Falcons drafting Mason Smith. So they put him next to Grady Jarrett, long term, replacing for Grady Jarrett. It makes sense. Atlanta's pass rush has been so bad over the years. Calais Campbell's going to help, but he's just a short term rental, as Charlie said. So they could definitely go defensive lineman. Number 17, the Texans drafting Braylon Trice, pass rusher. The Texans don't have much going for them defensively. They're awful against the run. The pass rush wasn't terrible last year, but wasn't very good either. So, another guy to go with Will Anderson makes sense to me. Number 18, the Cowboys drafting Kamari Lassiter. They need a long-term cornerback across from Trayvon Diggs. They have Stephon Gilmore there now, but he's only going to be there for a year or two. They need a long-term cornerback, like I said. So, Kamari Lassiter, one of the best players available here. I like the pick. Number 19, the Niners drafting Leonard Taylor. It's not going to surprise anyone if the Niners draft the defensive lineman. That's what they do. They signed Javon Hargrave this offseason, but he's just a short-term player. I think he's either like 29 or 30 right now. So he's not going to be there forever. And so Leonard Taylor is someone who can step in year 1, just be like a rotational player, and then year 2 probably start. So I think it's good to project a defensive lineman to the 49ers. It's probably what they're going to take. Number 20, the Vikings drafting Tyler Davis, another team going defensive lineman. The Vikings have lost some players on the defensive line recently, so they really need help in that regard. The Vikings need any defense possible, really. Like, give them any position on defense, and it will make sense. Number 21, Jets drafting T'Vondre Sweat. Again, it's kind of like the 49ers, and no surprise there, given that their head coach has come from that system. Just drafting defensive linemen, bolstering the pass rush as much as possible. Really good for winning football games. If you can get to the quarterback, you're going to do well. Defensive line is not the Jets' biggest need, but it's kind of like what they do. Robert Saleh is going to love a defensive lineman here. And if T'Vondre Sweat is one of their top players available, then they'll draft one. Number 22, the Giants going Malachi Moore. So another defensive back for the Giants. I'm sure their fans would like a receiver. Not sure if there's a receiver worth taking here. We had 3 earlier. Not sure if there's going to be a fourth one worthy of being in the first round. They could probably sneak in, and obviously so early, someone's going to step up, and I'm sure they're going to be four receivers talked about in the first round. As of right now, though, not really sure where a receiver fits in. So going best player available on defense, it's not bad. Number 23, the Saints drafting Chico Bennett. The Saints really wanted Myles Murphy in the 2023 NFL draft. They missed them by one pick. Kind of reminds me of last year where the Bengals really wanted George Karlaftis. They missed him by one pick, and then they went back to Myles Murphy. So it's kind of like cyclical here, not almost cyclical. The Saints drafting defensive lineman or defensive end after they missed him by one pick, like the Bengals. I think the Saints would really like to address the pass rush, which was so bad last year. Speaking of pass rush, the Jaguars going Jack Sawyer. That's a pair with Trayvon Walker. When you're going against Mahomes and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert and all the great quarterbacks in the AFC, you have Aaron Rodgers there now too, if he stays healthy, Lamar Jackson, if he stays healthy. And who knows with some of these young quarterbacks, if they pan out, like CJ Stroud and Kenny Pickett, the Jaguars need to strengthen the pass rush. They couldn't get off the field last year. Jack Sawyer, I think, would really help in that regard. Number 25, the Ravens, another pass rusher, going JT Tuimoloau. The Ravens tend to, at least in the past, they've blitzed a lot. They lowered their blitz rate last year, but still not enough pressure on the quarterback. And again, if you're in the AFC, you have to get to these quarterbacks. Otherwise, it's just going to slice and dice your secondaries, and it's not going to be fun. 26, the Seahawks drafting Donovan Jackson. So finally off the pass rusher train here, and we have another guard too. Chargers taking Javion Cohen. Both these teams could use help in the interior offensive line, although I think that Chargers could use the right tackle more than a guard. But I mean, these picks definitely make sense, especially Seattle's pick, because they have those two. They have those two tackles from last year, the rookies. They added an offensive lineman this offseason in Evan Brown, and they could use another guard to really bolster the front to protect Geno Smith. Number 28, we have the Bills drafting Emeka Egbuka. So there's some. Stephon Diggs is causing a stir by not showing up to mandatory practices. I feel like that's overblown. He's going to eventually show up. But still, it's like added to the receiver need, and the Bills already needed a number 2 receiver. So I could definitely see them taking Egbuka, even though they drafted Dalton Kincaid, another offensive weapon. They still need a number 2 wideout. Number 29, the Lions drafting Max Melton. This is a pick I have in my mock draft. The Lions miss out on Devon Witherspoon, and they really want a corner. So why not take the best corner available? Number 30, another corner. The Chiefs drafting Kool-Aid McKinstry. A little later than I had him. I have him in the middle of the first round. I could see him maybe dropping a little bit. And obviously, it's still early. A lot can change. The Chiefs have like a very young secondary, so I like corner is not one of the biggest needs, but Andy Reid has drafted plenty of first round cornerbacks during his time. So if he feels like he needs another one, then McKinstry would definitely make sense. Number 31, the Eagles drafting another corner, Terrion Arnold. Yes, Darius Slay and James Bradbury getting up there in age, especially Slay. So the Eagles will need a corner for the future. And then number 32, the Bengals drafting Tate Ratledge to really solidify the offensive line. Feels like this has been a long process for the Bengals. They've gotten progressively better on the offensive line each offseason, and maybe with Ratledge, it'll finally get there. Bagley says, I want to see Johnny Wilson on the Chiefs so badly, but it's looking more and more like he won't fall to us. I mean, you never know. You could trade up, I guess, but I feel like he'll be out of the range. You never know. I'm knock on wood. I hope Mahomes doesn't get hurt. But what if he gets hurt? It might be in position to draft him. Crazier things have happened, right? But yeah, I think he'll be off the board. So let's get to the Reignmakers picks. So before I open these packs, I had a long rant about Reignmakers last week about how they screwed us over. Jacob too. I say us because Jacob was on the show too. And we had these crafting tokens that we bought to craft better cards, and they had so few cards available. No joke, it said it opens at 5:00. I waited, I hit refresh until it opened, to the second, and then I went in and I memorized the cards I wanted to craft or craft into a new card. So like I actually had them memorized and I read them off. Like I read them in my head and I typed everything in. Like took 20 seconds, like no lie, like 20 seconds, and it said the limit has been reached. You cannot craft. It's like, are you kidding? Like how is this possible? Do they have like bots doing this? So um, I had a lot of exchanges with their customer service reps. None of them were helpful. They were horrible in response. However, they're doing another crafting thing this week again. And it looks like they've taken measures to kind of erase the issues they had, because now they're only limiting it to one per person. So the crafting the Rainmaker pack might still be tough, because that's the one that that allowed 20 seconds. But I should be able to craft the legendary and elite packs. So at least they listened to. I know Jacob messaged them as well. At least they listened to us, and I imagine that some other people did too. So I'm not too pissed at DraftKings right now. I'm still kind of like peeved that I couldn't use these cards for the U.S. Open. But yeah, winning a bet with Wyndham Clark, winning the U.S. Open kind of made me feel better. All right, rare packs. I'm going to skip the animation for the rares. Alex Noren. I'm not expecting anything great in these rare packs. I should say, however, there weren't too many great cards open for the elite and legendary, so I'm kind of excited for those. I think there's like a 17% chance I get a good card in any of those packs. So I didn't even check the only thing that matters here is Scheffler and Rom, because like those are going for like $150, I think. Cameron Champ. Okay. Not great, but I'll be able to craft them this week, maybe. All right, two more. Yeah, like I said, Scheffler and Rahm are $150. There's some that like Rory's like $100, I think. There's some that are like 80. Luke Donald's okay. He's so consistent in finishing like 30th. He like never misses the cut, which is great. But he doesn't ever win. So I don't know if you want him or not. Like he's not bad to have, I guess. He's like a good fifth card in your lineup on Rainmakers. All right, last rare. Carl Yuan, who he had a good I think it was Canadian Open. I think he did well. So not the worst. Okay. All right, so we're getting to the interesting cards now. So Mike says good mock draft. Well, credit Charlie. That was Charlie's mock draft. Thanks though for the feedback. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to start doing my mock drafts after the season previews are over. So I'm going to preview Charlie's. But yeah, I thought Charlie did a great job with that mock. All right, elite packs. I know there are like two Schefflers left. There are two Schauffeleys left. There are no Roms, but like a lot of the good players are still available here. So let's hope that one of these is good. That'd be great, because I know that Scheffler and Roms go for like $600. Um, and so yeah, David Lipsky, not he's actually done like pretty well recently. So I don't hate having one of him. I don't think I had any Lipskys, so not the worst. At least he's like a real golfer. There's some cards here of golfers who like don't even participate anymore. And like you can craft those, but it's still like a bummer to open them when like you have like two Schefflers available still. So let's hope one of these is Scheffler. Vince Whaley is not Scheffler. All right, let's hope that the third pack is good, or at least the legendary pack is good. That'd be good. I still have this PGA booster pack. I don't even know what that is. So I'll open this after the elite pack, and then I'll open the legendary pack. I think I had that before the US Open. I just forgot to open it. All right. Shuffler. Taylor Moore. It like paused for a second. I thought this was gonna be like a dramatic shuffler reveal. All right. So I was not one of the people who got a $600 shuffler card. I opened up the PGA Tour booster pack. I don't even know like where this came from. Yeah, why not? Oh, cool. Two cores and a rare. Let's see. All right. We got a Max Homa. Nice. I'm not even mad that I couldn't use him last week because he missed the cut, but I feel like that was like just a rare thing. I actually like Homa this week. Since mid-February, he has the second, sixth, eighth, and the ninth. He shot well on Thursday, but it was Friday was the disaster for him. So maybe he bounces back. Just like one bad day, everyone has a bad day. Sam Ryder, okay, and then rare is Martin Trainer. So I didn't really miss much by missing that back. I think that I think that was for the U.S. Open. I just didn't see it. All right, legendary. So there's a lot of good stuff in here. The Scheffler's gone, but a lot of the other good players here. No, there's no Rom or Scheffler, but like all the other top golfers are available. There are some really bad ones though, and I am like there's more of a chance that I'll be crafting this than using it, but hopefully you get a good one because those elite packs were stinkers. And then that'll be it for today. I think I'm gonna have some packs open up tomorrow too, and I might be recording at 6:30 with Jacob like normal time. I'll have to talk to him. All right, let's go. Come on, Chad Ramey. I don't know. Let's look at Ramey results. Is he good? Is opening SEM rush? Why is that? All right. Okay, well, he had a ninth and a 12th. He's missed the cut twice. I don't know if he's golfing this weekend. He might be, not sure. Let's see. Probably pull that up right now. He is. So I could theoretically use this card if I wanted it. Not sure if I do. I have a Francisco Molinari to craft as well. I think I'm going to do that because he's not very good at golf. Or at least he is, just compared to everyone else. He is just not compared to the top golfers. Okay, all right. Well, it could have been a lot better, but I guess it could have been worse. Could have got like some people who aren't golfing anymore. All right, so yeah, like I said, Jacob and I might be back 6:30 tomorrow. If not, there's going to be an after dark show. Either way, we're going to be on tomorrow at some point. So yeah, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. All that will mean a lot to us. We have a merch store in the description to spread this to anyone who may like football. That would really help us out a lot because we're trying to build our subscriber base heading into the season. But yeah, thanks for watching, listening, commenting. I will be back tomorrow.